Welcome. My name is Mary. I am the Executive Director of Hawaii Filmmakers Collective. I'm super stoked about tonight's webinar with the cast and crew of Hometown Hero. This project Julian brought in January of 2020, earlier this year, and won the pitch cycle. And he's done it. You all have done it. You finished a film. We're here to celebrate. We're here to talk story about how you did it during a pandemic. How you did it with what I saw as some very important values as a film community and as a film family. So with that, I just want to kick it off to Julian, who's going to introduce the cast and crew with what role you had, because we have heaps of people on this panel. Yep. And just a quick snippet of your favorite memory, because these are trying times, and I want to bring some positivity to this on-set experience that's all virtual. So Julian, congrats. Take it away, dude.
Thank you to everybody here. Shout out to everybody who's presently here watching us. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the film. Shout out to HFC for giving me the opportunity to put this together and to bring everybody together. And so none of this could have happened without God, obviously, and God blessing me to be able to meet HFC and everybody who was here. So with that being said, I'm Julian. I'm the director, writer, editor, producer. And for me, my favorite memory on set, I think will be, so if you watch the film, if you haven't watched the film, there's a moment where Jakey's character pushes his older brother, and right when he does that, his older brother kind of slams him up against the wall. I think my favorite memory, and Malo knows what I'm about to say, and Joe probably knows what I'm about to say, but I was right behind Greg when he was filming that shot, and I was right on the side of him, and Malo was off camera because we were catching it from a different angle, and this motherfucker pushes me into the spot where like he's gonna get choked, and pushes me so I can get choked, and then like we all just started laughing, and I just remember there was a lot of pressure to get that. To get those shots done, there was a lot of, but Malo just like, he obviously did one of the most funniest things, but like really allowed me to just be like, yo, like I'm having a really good time, and let me not, get too caught up in the time crunch, and let me allow myself to have fun. So thank you, Malo, for doing that. That was one of my favorite memories. I'm gonna pass it off to Rosalie, who's been with me since January, and so I wanna give my flowers to Rosalie right now. So Rosalie, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Rosie. I was one of the producers for Hometown Hero, and one of my favorite memories is actually when we were doing auditions, and seeing you guys, the people here that came and brought it, and just feeling the chills with Julian as we sat there, and we just knew immediately who each role, like who each person was going to fill each role, like immediately as soon as they came in, and that kind of like energy and everything that they brought to each character, we just knew right from the start that this is going to be something so special. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys, because that was amazing. And I'm going to pass it over to Grant now.
Hey guys, I'm Grant. Greg or Grant? Oh, good. No, sorry.
You're more important. Go ahead, man.
Sorry. I'm Grant. I'm the producer. I helped edit the film, put it together, and was just on set all around. And one of my favorite moments was we were sitting at the on the side on the rock, and I was sitting next to Diamond, and it was so peaceful. It was just like we're just out of the shot. So I'll pass it over to Greg now. You can take it over.
Hey everybody, my name is Greg Hatton. I am the director of photography on this movie, on this short rather, and hopefully the feature when that comes out. Anyways, to keep it short, my favorite part was just basically the whole thing and working to get something done during this time. And it was a challenge, but that was what was fun about it. So.
I'm going to pass it off to Joe.
I was just about to do that.
Open the door. All right. Aloha, welcome, and thank you folks for supporting and watching all these awesome folks do work in front and behind the camera. Um, Julian took my answer. I think the greatest moment on set would have to be, there's a line, and I'm so happy to use it, when Charlie ad-lib, they went to the bathroom together. That caught me off guard, and that was just like one of those, like, holy damn. And like everyone, and then also like shouting out Grant and trying to get them to bring us pizza while we're under the tent. I think once we knew the capability of the of the boom, we were like trying to like whisper to them to bring us food. So that was that. And yeah, it was just a blessed opportunity just to like be on set with some of my favorite actors and rappers, and just, you know, inspired by such an awesome story. And the director Greg's awesome like work. Like, I wish there was a camera filming Greg film us, because like, man, just to see him do work, like, dude was like, you guys should have seen it. I don't know, it was talent, and I was like, please give me those tendons, because they work. But yeah, thank you guys again. Such a big blessing to be a part of this this film.
Who are you gonna pass it off to, Joe?
I'm gonna pass it off to Itu Malo Manua Tele.
Yeah, Malo. Gotta move, bro. Yeah, there it is. He's got it.
Hello?
There you go.
Oh, I'm live. All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Ituma Alomanuatele Wikirifi. I'd like to welcome everybody to this webinar. Welcome everybody from Facebook. Everybody tuning in from wherever you are in the I don't know, in the round earth. I was gonna say four corners, but I don't know. Wherever you are on God's great earth here, welcome. And yeah, I played Jakey, the little brother who got choked for safety. One of my favorite moments being on set was, man, Grant took my answer. I mean, Greg took my answer, man. Everything was just phenomenal. It was amazing to be able to wake up in the morning and to know that we're filming today. You know, I'm gonna get a chance to be together with my hometown hero family, and it was just amazing. There was no moment wasted when all of us were together, all of us were present, everybody was there. It was just an amazing experience, a humbling experience, and an experience that I look forward to each and every day because of the fact of, you know, everything going on. So yeah, that's my favorite moment. Before I pass it off, I just want to say to everybody, you know, remain blessed, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your families. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to who else is on here? Oh, I'm gonna pass it off to the composer, man. Owen is composer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Owen. I'm gonna pass it off to Owen here. What's up, man? Great to meet you, brother. Pleasure to see you. Great work.
Yeah, it's weird meeting everybody for the first time over a phone, but I guess that's the nature of COVID, so to speak. This is one of my favorite projects I've gotten to work on over the last couple months. Man, Julian's emails were just, I love going through directors' emails and like seeing the words that they use to describe music and what they're looking for. And everybody's got a really different style of what they want. But Julian knew what he wanted. And that's always the most important thing when it comes to it. And they don't accept less than what they're looking for. And that makes my job easier because it gets more and more specific every time I get a new email with something updated and we can get stuff working out. So yeah, it was a great experience. And my favorite part about it was Julian's emails, just because he emailed at such weird times, and I'm really obsessive about checking my emails. And so when I got the email, it'd be like 11:30 at night, and I'd be like, okay, should I get up now and do something about this, or should I wait until 4 a.m. and do it? But it was fun. It was really fun, and I'm glad that I got to be a part. So I'll pass it off to Rosalie. Did Rosalie go yet?
Let's see, Mandy, Crichton, Abraham. Yeah, that's what's left.
Did we get everybody? Okay.
No. Okay, let's pass it off to Mandy.
Mandy.
Okay.
Hey guys, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, although I do wish we were in person. So I played Sierra Butler in the film, and you know, I think every moment of being on set was incredible. This team specifically is, they're amazing to watch. I can't even describe it. And being friends beforehand with certain people like Julian and Pua and Mary and having them all there was really, really special. Mary being there was very, very special for me. It was. And then seeing people work, like Greg work, and just people I hadn't met that are so talented, it was just an incredibly encouraging, nurturing, excited set, and the energy was incredible. So thank you, everyone. And then the rehearsals we got to do, actually, because of COVID, weekly, were amazing. As an actor, to get to really build your relationships with the other actors was such a blessing. So yay God, this was amazing. Thank you.
So you're gonna pass it out to Abraham.
What's up, everybody, and aloha. I hope everybody is doing good and well. So my favorite part of this film was bonding and connecting with everybody on set, especially the boys. I couldn't have done it without them. They was kind of giving me pointers, helping me out, and vice versa to them too. And I could have done it without Julian too. It was a creative and wonderful movie that you have done. Excited to be part of it. And can't wait to do the future film. Can't wait. I'm excited. Yeah, that's all I got.
And last but certainly not least,
Crichton. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, everybody? My name is Crichton Uwale. Crichton Te'inoka Uwale, I guess we're going full names. I play the character Curtis, which was just such an amazing experience. I just overall feel very blessed and honored to be a part of this project, to be here tonight and to have been a part of this project as it continues to be developed. But to get to this point right here is already really exciting. As far as a memorable moment in the development of this, there's several. I think most of them that I thought of originally have been said, but one that sticks out to me a lot was when Malo and Joe they were shooting a scene. It was a scene where my character had just kind of gotten busted for being a bad influence on Malo's character and Jakey, and then Joe's character takes him to the side and they get into it, and I think it was the second take on that scene where Malo just like dug deep in a way that I feel like, I don't know, it's crazy because like he told me this is his first project filming, and I felt like he was like freaking Robert De Niro or something out there. Like it was one of the most amazing experiences on set. And I've worked with some big actors and I've seen them deliver scenes, but Malo is like, I don't know what it is. And Joe as well, the two of them, just watching the two of them and being up front, like front row seat, seeing those two deliver that scene I'll never forget it. That was incredible.
That's so amazing. Julian, do you have anything to add? I'm going to keep moving on with questions.
Yeah, no, this is great. Let's keep moving forward with questions. You guys are amazing. And let's keep passing the ball around.
Okay, so I just wanted to get the business part of this out of the way. COVID, you were dealt, Julian, the hardest hand as a filmmaker who had to turn around his short in 4 months, and then we extended it because poor guy got like a global pandemic, right? And I am so proud of this team, everyone on this panel, everyone in the audience who participated on the crew. I had a very amazing opportunity to see you from. We touched on this last night. The administrative part, supporting you through HFC, but also being on set with you. And that was a privilege to see the way that you were working on set during COVID. So I just wanted to touch on that. I wanted to call out Mandy, because I know you've been on sets a lot, and so you know protocol. What is that like? What was it like with this crew who did it so professionally, who handled it very well, took their time, got the film completed? What was that like to work on set during COVID?
Yeah, wow, thank you. That's an incredible question, and what a crazy situation to have to go through. And you know, so we did extend, and then when I finally got to set and we were able to go to set, Julian and the team just had everything covered. They had a space for the actors to go and be separate. Everyone wore their masks. There was hand sanitizer. They kept protocol, everyone certain feet away from each other. And yet with all of that in place, there was no intimacy lost between people working together. There was no energy lost between the people working together. There was no joy lost between people working together. All the crew was faithfully wearing their masks, following all the rules. And we got that really beautiful, I think, God-sent break right before the numbers went back up. So everything looked like it was going back down to normal. And we got that little window to film. And, you know, they were dealt crazy hands, like location changes last minute. And everything was so well done. I'm still amazed. How did you guys do that? How did you do that? I don't know. But it was incredible. And I think the neat thing was that as an actor, I still felt totally connected to what was going on. I didn't feel separated or isolated or disconnected from the moments of the scene. I still felt like we could do the work we were there to do. So
I wanted to ask Greg and Grant the same question, because from an actor, it's like so important to have that intimacy, right? But then from a technical side, you got to be like all up in people's business. So what was that like for you, Greg and Grant, to do set during COVID?
Grant, you want to go first?
He's gonna keep doing
all right. So I was when I got asked to be a part of this, you know, we didn't realize the scope or the magnitude of how COVID would affect us individually, personally, on a community level, on a world level. But when we kind of just rode with it, took care of the technical aspects of it.
Yeah.
I was with Julian to do the storyboarding, shot list creation, things like that, because we didn't know what to expect. So we tried to just prepare as much as possible. And when we got there, we just landed and started just going, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, it was kind of interesting because this was the first shoot that I've been on since COVID's hit. Mm-hmm. And I've been on plenty of sets before, and filmmaking is a very hands-on thing. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you're talking to people directly, you're talking to people in small groups, you're talking to crew members about this, that, and the other, you're touching all the same equipment. And then there's just the fear factor of just being around people in this age, right? Like, we're trying to figure out how to be close to people and how not to, you know, enter in the bubble of somebody's personal space. So there was all that going on, but at the same time, there was that desire to do something, to create something, and just to be active. You know, like, I mean, we just had to do it, because if nobody else was going to do anything, you know, we just all stand still and the world goes stale. Mm. And I mean, that's not who we are. So ultimately, you know, it was a serious precaution. Everybody had their masks on, and we kept sets to a minimum as much as possible. We shot outdoors as much as most of it is outdoors, really. But the shots that we did indoors were pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry. And yeah, you know, we just found our way through it and came out with a product. So that's cool.
I love it. That's Thank you so much for sharing that experience. It's for filmmakers right now, it's independent filmmakers, it's a little scary. So it's amazing to see the example you all set. Okay, so now I want to call out our cast: Crichton, Abraham, Malo, Joe, and Julian too. Like I said, this set perpetuated values that is evident in the story as well as the team that you built. So what was it like? I know I just kind of threw all the names out, but maybe Malo or Joe, you can touch on this first. What were the values that were sort of set by Julian, and what made this just an incredible experience for you?
Let's have the older brother go first.
Okay.
And I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Jump in anytime. I'm just calling people out.
Yeah, I apologize. I played Johan Tuilasenga, so my apologies. I didn't do the full introduction. I think the values that were really pushed on set. I think we all knew the heaviness of what was gonna transpire, and for those of you that saw the film, I think you guys kind of felt that. And so what was really welcome, or it was pushed, it was we checked on each other. I think that was a huge thing, and no one just sat in their bubble and was like, what's my lines, and okay, I gotta say this and I gotta say that. I think there was times where, and big shout out to Julian, who scheduled all these Zoom rehearsals to where we felt comfortable who we are, building our character, that when we were on set, it was like family. Like, you know, Creighton's one of the Usos, and Grant and Greg, and just meeting Greg there on the first day of shoot, it's like, you know, and I think for us, it was like, yo, like, he's fam. So in the Pacific Islander family, especially for Samoans, like, if you family, you family. So I think it was just this welcoming feeling, and just like, we would all pause and check on each other, and no one was really like, no one's ego kind of got into the way of anything. I felt like we really had that welcoming as a family. So, and I'll pass this over to Malo.
All right. Yeah, it was amazing. In terms of like values and stuff, there were a lot of values that we already held previously to the movie, which helped a lot with each of us individually. And in terms of the teamwork, the way that we work together, my performance is credited to each and every one of my fellow cast members, as well as the people who are part of production, as well as the director. Without everybody there to push each other, I mean, you can't really go anywhere, you know, without that little extra push from somebody, or everybody in this case. Everybody was there. Everybody was present. Back to what I said earlier, you know what I mean? And, you know, the values was family. Joe said that as well. We were all just very tight-knit. We were a family. We considered each other family. And at the end of the day, we made it happen. We pushed each other. You know, Crichton pushed me to be better. Abe pushed me to be better. Johan, even Greg, everybody played a huge role. Our director, Julian, and it was just amazing to, you know, I've been out of work for an extremely long time, so I've kind of forgotten what it's like to be part of a team. Due to COVID, you know, my job shut down and stuff. So it was amazing to have been able to be there and working together with fellow great individuals with brilliant minds. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have asked like it, bro. It was just very therapeutic for me. It was amazing to be on set. It was amazing to see all the boys, everybody who was a part of the film. It was just amazing. Blessed. The final word I'll say, just blessed.
I wanna hear from Crichton and Abraham as well. You, all four of your performances were amazing. Mandy too, for sure. Your performances as a family and as a band of brothers is like incredible. What were the values that Julian kind of instilled in you and that you perpetuated through the show, through the short film?
Julian helped me big time by, hey, Abe, you need to do this. And Abe, you need to go towards this. Oh, Abe, wait, try hit this harder. Oh wait, Abe, do this. Julian was a big part of the show, in my opinion. My opinion. Uh, and like what Joe and Malo said, family is a big thing,
Yeah.
and that's what hit hard with me during the movie. I mean the set, the shooting. But yeah,
That's awesome.
just family, like how they would help me, like just the same way Julian would do. Oh, hey, maybe we should try do it this way, but hit it this way. Was like part of like helping each other out as a family. Like no matter what you went down to, they would help you figure it out, but still be in your character mode. And I played as Ikaika. I don't know if I told you guys that, but yeah, my character name was Ikaika. And that's all I got for say. So I'd pass it down to Crichton.
Right on, Abe. Yeah, so the values, whew, yeah, is interesting because when Julian first reached out to me about the film, it was through Instagram. And I've never been approached through Instagram to be a part of a film. So I was like, whoa, what? I didn't know what to think, you know?
What? Like, movie?
Yeah, so, you know, there's me and a few of my friends that Julian had contacted through Instagram. So I was the first one to go in for auditions, and so they were all asking me like, "Is it a scam?" I was like, "No, it's for real. It's a film." But going in and then meeting Rosalie and Julian, and really the energy that they had kind of already set, because you know, going into auditions, especially when you know nothing about the project, it can be you know, it can be weird, it can be awkward, it can be hard to kind of find the energy that you need to deliver in a way that they're expecting to see it, right? So, but meeting Rosalie and Julian and then having them immediately kind of share with me what the film was about, what they were trying to accomplish, you know, the inspirations behind the story and what they were looking for in the character that I was auditioning for. I just immediately became emotionally attached, I guess you could say, to the project and to the role. It just touched upon so many things that were already really important to me. And so I was just trying my very hardest, you know, that first time, and when I got the call back to audition the second time, I wanted to land a part so badly. And so I was just, you know, when Rosalie and Julian extended the part to me, I was just ecstatic. I got into my car and I was like, just so grateful and excited to be a part of this. And it really is, like you were saying, Mary, it's the values that are seen and projected through the characters and through the story. And I really think that everyone who watches it is going to see that and feel it.
Yeah. So I want to hear it now from Julian. Do it. Let's hear it from the source.
So for me, you know, me and Rosalie started this together, and man, it just felt like we were just these two excited, energetic, passionate, professional people that just really wanted to put a body of work together. And for me, the foundation that really helped me establish what we've created is anybody that I've worked with in any capacity, whether that be in residence life at my full-time position or in filmmaking. I've always said that I want to work with people that I can treat like family, because you know, I want to be able to love and respect the people that I work and help uplift them as best as I can. And so I know for me, when we did the auditions, I remember saying like, yo, I want to audition. I mean, I want to interview the crew that comes in too, because you know, just as special as the cast is, the crew should be able to mend and communicate and conversate. And you know, everybody that we brought in, I wanted to make sure just had like a good heart and had a good head on their shoulders, and just people that if I wasn't there, that I could trust to have a conversation with the cast. That if I stepped away to do this, also like, you know, being in Hallelujah, being in that community, and having a film that represents just a glimpse of Pacific Island culture, specifically Samoan culture. Like, I wanted to make sure that people were respectable of that, and people came in with this I want to learn more, and I want to help any way that I can. You know, all of us, you know, we have folks like Greg who have an incredible wealth and knowledge of experience, and then you have people like me who are just starting in this and learning. And so everybody came with a different contribution. Everybody came with a different skill set. Everybody came with a different knowledge. And no matter what, whether you came in with 10 years of filmmaking experience or this was your first time, we respected each other, and we took care of each other, and we loved each other. And that was the biggest thing for me. And in order for me to do that, it really came through in the interviews. And I remember, I'm gonna just say a story about Crichton real quick, because he was talking about his interview or his audition. And I remember, like, he came back and I was like, yo, can you like spit? Like, can you rap? And he was like, yeah, I could rap. And I was just like, all right, like, I'm gonna give, like, and it was his I mean, me and Rosalie were just like blown away, because we were like, yo, like, I know the people that are inspired by this script, and I know these guys, like, they're, like Joe said, they're some of my favorite artists, right? And so when Crichton came in, I was like, yo, your character, like, he's like super, you know, he's cocky, he's got this swag about him that he knows that, like, yo, I'm the best to ever do it, and no one can tell me different. And you know, I just wanted to see what Crichton would come with, and he came with it. And for everybody who sees the film or who just saw the film, I mean, these guys got bars, and my man it, and you know, he gets proven wrong. But yeah, so you know, but it all started with just meeting the people, just interviewing them, having a conversation, you know, and treating that interview as professional as possible, because we wanted to set that foundation. Because, you know, like Crichton said, I was sliding in people's DMs and then being like, I got this film, I don't know if you like want to be a part of it, but yeah, so I think that's where it all started for me.
So I want to use this to kind of turn towards the future, like kind of where we're at in this conversation. Julian and we kind of like talked about how we wanted the webinar to go tonight, and yesterday you said you hope that people want more, and that more can be the future. And so what was it that all of you, I feel bad calling on people. I have a couple in mind that I want to ask specifically, but what did you leave on the table? We can put Julian on the spot for this one. What did you leave on the table, and what do you want to do better in the future? Like, where do you want to take this story?
I think what I left on the table was for anybody who watches this to want more, to want to see the rest of the story, to want to know what happens between the siblings, to what happens to Johan and his job, to figure out whether or not he accepts the position. And so I hope I left you with this yearning to want to know more, right? And I hope that the thing that we get better in is not just overall filmmaking, but I hope we were able to just really leave an impact. And Greg said this on the last day of filming. He was like, he looked at Malo and Joe. He was like, yo, do you guys like know what you're doing? Like, you guys know what you just did, right? And they were like, yeah, like we're creating art. And Greg was like, yeah, but like with that comes like this sense of responsibility and this sense of power. And so I hope that with that impact, that people are going home and having conversations with their family members about their mental health, about their, about where they're at in their life, about, if this story resonated with you, if it connected with you, if you feel that one of these characters is a representation of you, you should have a conversation with the friends and family that you keep in your heart. And so for me, I hope this story left you yearning for more. I hope it allows you to have these conversations. And ultimately, for when we get to the future, I hope we're able to tell the best story that'll leave an impact on you. I'm going to pass it off to Greg, because I know, as I just mentioned, Greg gave a phenomenal speech on the last day of set, and I want to kind of let him shine some light as to other things that, maybe left unsaid.
Well, thank you for that. Um, I think that, I mean, as far as like what was left on the table, I really don't think that we left a lot on the table. We kind of swung for the fences with like very little arms. We were outmanned, we were outgunned, and we still came out with fire. You know what I mean? So there's a lot more that can be done for sure. But given the fact that we were in a pandemic, given the fact that we had limited access to supplies and to locations and to time and all that kind of stuff, we still got it done. So I really don't think we left anything on the table. I thought we went for it. And, you know, of course you're going to figure out how to do things as you go and learn new things. And a lot of people were learning new stuff on the set, but I mean, you can only go up from here, you know? So I'm stoked about it. And I thought that everybody did a great job, learning and applying themselves to do something important, you know, because I truly feel that. I believe it, you know. I don't know, I'm kind of old school in that thinking, but like everything that we do, there's a responsibility to it. You know, like we learn from the people that came before us, and the people that come after us are going to learn from us. So if you're teaching them bullshit, what do you think we're going to be left with? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it as far as what we did, you know, we put our hearts into it. All of us were out there risking our lives in a pandemic, but you know, it was for the right reasons, I think.
Greg wants to work. He wants to get on that feature. Stat.
I mean, come on. Give us some real toys and we'll make magic. I promise you that.
I want to hear from Owen from the technical side, because you said this was maybe one of the best films you've worked on. In responding to Julian's emails like that, like what did you leave on the table? And to bounce off what Greg is saying, like what do you want to take it in the future? Like where do you want to go with scoring and composing in the future?
It's so different because the craft that I do with this is personal. I was trained as just a straight composer, and I kind of fell into doing digital film composition because I like people, and most composers we just do everything by ourselves. And I think the best thing about working with directors is that most directors don't really know that much about music, or at least the technical side. They can't describe, you know, exactly what they're looking for. But I think one of the reasons why I really enjoyed this one is because Julian, he really wanted stuff, and you could tell that he was getting at something. And a lot of times, you know, you'll work on a project, it'll be somebody who doesn't really, who, you know, kind of wants what's feeling, but music does more than just emote what's already on the screen. It can say things that aren't on the screen. And I think Julian naturally had a really good understanding that music's role in this film was going to be a very emotional one, and not just an atmospheric one. And so I think in terms of leaving on the table was I was trying to create something really cohesive. So I used a very limited selection of instruments. You know, I didn't do a full orchestra or anything like that. I kept it minimal, so it gave it kind of a vibe. And I think in the future, you know, for a feature, there's going to be some room to expand, definitely, when it comes to that. And then, you know, with budget constraints and things like that, I always love to use live musicians when I do scores. And so I think that's another thing that would, you know, if it does get turned into a future, looking to some native instrumentalists that are around the islands that have a lot of talent when it comes to the things that they do, and using them within the score, I think would be a way to move forward with this project that I think would tie into what we've already been discussing, which is the, you know, the heart of the project, doing something, you know, doing something for and with the island, and the people that are on it. And I think that that's a way musically that can be done, is by featuring, you know, musicians that are here. So yeah.
Like, I don't know if anyone else wants to respond. Please feel free, but I'll just keep us going. I see Joe reaching for the mute. Joe, is that no?
No, I was just reaching to see the chat, but the questions are,
Yeah, the
are
chat is like
popping.
kind of wild right now. So I told Julian I had 3 words for this project. I had the privilege of watching it last night. He was wise and was like, "Bro, you gotta focus on the webinar. Don't watch that right before." But this short film was original. It was bold and it was resilient. And I feel the same way about every single one of the cast and crew on this panel and the crew and the audience. Original, bold, and resilient. And so specifically with our cast that's on the panel right now, what are you excited about the feature to take with that originality and that vulnerability that a lot of you laid it all out for us to see? It was amazing. How are you going to take that into the future? And I'm not calling on anyone because
hoping I get recasted, but I'm gonna audition as a sound guy next time. I'm kidding. I think one thing I really want to just to answer your question, I think just to give, and I said this in our interviews, just to give people a taste of what it's like to grow up here in Hawaii. I think people have this picture of this postcard and it's beautiful. Come live in the and people, it's like live in low income housing, live off food bank and EBT. This short film gives you just a glimpse of what that's like. And having, I think, people who are not from the community come and film, and I think for a lot of them, for Greg, a lot of them, this is the first time coming to Helilua. And for them to see, there was kids running around, and there was just one kid who was like, uncle, I like do what you're doing. And I was like, good, stay in school. And not just to stay in school to educate yourself, but take that passion, put it and direct it to where you can really live it out. Because the reality is there's a brain drain in Hawaii. Like all the films, they cast everybody from LA, Aotearoa. They don't cast as enough here. And so for us to play security guards in every in every TV show, you're taking talent away. And so that's, I know that's a loaded answer, but that's just a little piece of the passion of the storytelling here in that we have at home.
Yeah. Carson, Abraham, Mala?
All I can say to that is yes, amen. Exactly. Yep.
For sure. That's what I love about this film. The authenticity of getting you guys on the full platform. Carson, yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Joe just said. I think a project like this that not only shows Hawaii from the angle that's chosen to show it, but also by casting and showcasing talent in Hawaii. I hope that we can continue to grow the film industry, the local film industry, because I share Joe's frustration. I'm grateful for when I do get opportunities to be on Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum PI and that kind of stuff. But, playing the little throwaway character, and that's what we get, and that's it. And so being able to hopefully change that and have homegrown written scripts produced here in Hawaii by people in Hawaii and casting and employing the many different talented people here. And I was so glad that Owen talked about including, our local musicians, because that's a huge wealth of talent right there as well. But I would love for this, I think that this feature could be what opens that up for our Hawaii industry.
I love it. So I have a quick question that Julian can answer, but feel free to come back to that one. I just want to keep us going. I see the Q&A is popping, so I want to get to those audience questions.
I was getting called.
So I have a question for Julian, but I'm going to present another one for the panelists so they can think on it while Julian has the easy answer. So for the panelists, be thinking of this. What can the film community be doing to support you and your projects? So think about that answer. And Julian, for the people who missed the screening tonight, what are your plans for the short film right now? And where can they watch it soon or eventually?
Yeah, So our film is going to go through 15 film festivals. We've applied, and so if you happen to be in Maui, where we just applied to the Maui Film Festival, and so that'll be on from November 18th to the 22nd. Fingers crossed that we get inside. Outside of that, you know, we're going to Tribeca, San Francisco, Hong Kong, Europe, Australia, and so we've applied to all these different places. We can't show the film publicly until we get accepted to those places, because they want to obviously advertise the film as a means of, you know, of having people come to these film festivals. Once we're done with our film festival run, you can expect the film to be online for free for everybody to watch sometime between April or June or of next year. And so we'll have it up on YouTube, we'll have it up on Vimeo, and you can watch it wherever you may be at home. And so really, we wanted to take this Q&A to, you know, not only create excitement, but also for the folks who are HFC members and had the opportunity to watch the film. You know, we hope that you guys enjoyed it. We hope that you loved it as much as we did making it. And we are, in order for us to move to the feature, where we're gonna, you know, ask for some in-kind donations. We're gonna be starting up at Indiegogo next month, so that way we can secure locations and then help to create the best body of work that we possibly can. And so from the bottom of my heart, I want to take the time to just thank everybody for you know, just watching it, and you know, again, we all came together and during a very difficult time. So you can expect to see the film sometime next year between April or June. And the film has to be, if it's in a film festival near you, come out to that film festival and watch it. Yeah.
And HFC will definitely blast it too, so you won't miss it on our Facebook. So I see Grant is going to answer a lot of these Q&A live. But I don't know if the panelists were thinking of my previous question of how can the film community support you in your stories, with this story, in your careers in Hawaii. Open for anyone.
More acting classes, because I'm trying to be a great of an actor as Malo coming for your neck, boy.
Okay, more acting, got it. More acting classes.
No, but in terms of like helping each and every one of us individually, you're already at my neck, Joe. Stop. Just like Crichton, stop. I'm coming for you guys. You, Abe, Crichton, everybody else that was on the movie, Mandy, all you guys just killed. I'm coming for you guys. I promise I will be there. But as far as just helping each and every one of us individually and our films, I think the best way for people to help us is to believe in themselves. To have that belief in yourself that you can be able to go do it. You're able to go and do what we just did. It's not for everybody, but it's like, don't kid yourself and sell yourself short of dreams that could become your reality. That's the best way I think anybody can help us as far as independent filmmakers, as far as actors and stuff. You know, if you're on the island, if you're from the islands, you are a native of these islands, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Even you have that dream, chase that dream, like, in all seriousness, because the only way for anything to really get going is if a lot of us come together. A lot of us come together and support each other. But that all starts with supporting yourself first, to be able to believe that you can do this. So that also sheds light to the previous question, which Brother Joe and Brother Crichton had answered already. And it's like, we're like what Greg said too, we're trying to be like that first, to showcase just a glimpse of what it is. Like, I'm sure I wasn't alive way back then, but I'm sure when they started to give a glimpse of what the real New York is, the real LA is, people started to open up and be like, you know, like, oh shoot, like, oh, it's not always glitz and glamour, it's not all nightclubs, you know, it's not all this, it's not all that, there's so much else going on beneath the surface. And that's what it is that we're trying to get through with this specific movie, with this specific story. And I mean, moving forward in general, there's so much ways that we could move as far as Julian, as far as us as actors. There's so much different possibilities that could come stemming from this. It's the same that what I've been. Oh, never mind. That what I've been trying to do in the other in other parts of what it is I'm trying to do. Just trying to set that tone for the next generation. If we feed them BS, they're gonna learn BS. If kids that come up to Joe and come up to each and every one of us and say, I want to do what you do, in order to do that, we have to create those opportunities that weren't there for us. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have for now. But yeah, hey Grant, you're a real one, bro. Answering those questions, bro, you a real one, man. I can't even get to it, bro.
It's fun. All right, Julian, Oh, sorry. Oh, go ahead, Julian.
Sorry.
Okay, Keith has a question for you. How did it feel to see something that you dreamed of come to life? You mean when I wrote the check and I give it to you? No, I'm kidding. The short film.
Yeah, man, it's still, one of my very, very close friends, one of my best friends, Alika Moore, asked me in April, he was like, yo, has it hit you yet? And I was like, what? And he was like, yo, like, you're manifesting like everything that you set yourself out to do. And I am just really grateful, really grateful from the bottom of my heart. Like, I've met just incredible people from all parts of the world. And I really have to say this. I wrote it in the trailer's description, but like, yo, this is like my love letter to Hawaii. Hawaii has given me an opportunity to follow my dreams. Hawaii has given me a place to call home in the hearts of the people that are here and the people that are watching, and the people that have done so much for not only my life, but for this film. And, you know, I just wanted to give, just a body of work that I could be proud of, and just a body of work that I think was important. And for me, I'm super grateful and I'm super blessed to have manifested the things that I've said that I wanted to do. But I'm even more grateful to have done it with this family and with this group of people that I absolutely love and adore, and I'm inspired by. Like, I'm inspired by everybody here. I could not have done this on my own. And that's the greatest thing, is that I didn't do this on my own. And that when we hit a roadblock, I would look towards Grant, and Grant would be like, yo, I got you. When I was stressing out, Rosalie would be like, all right, let's take a breath. and when I needed to like calm my mind and find like places to like, express myself, I could call Malo at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And when I was frantic, Joe would pick up, and and when I was confused, Greg knew exactly how to angle it and perfect it. And, and when I needed prayer, I knew Mandy was always there to say, yo, God got us. And so everybody here, whether I said your name specifically or not, like, has contributed to my life and to the manifestation of this dream. And so this dream is no longer mine, but it's all of ours. And I think that's the greatest thing, is that like, I may have started it, but all of us have taken it to the next level. And, now it's all of our dreams to get this feature out and to get this story out. And so, yeah.
So I have a fairly easy question, but it might be a tag team one. This is from Deb Glazier. Whose idea was it to experiment with unique camera angles and moves? How did those shots serve the story in your mind?
I'm gonna say a little bit, and then I'm gonna let Greg, because Greg, I mean, you bodied it, bro. Yeah, I just remember I came to Greg with all these like crazy ideas. I was like, yeah, so I want to do this thing like Quentin Tarantino does, and this other one that Martin Scorsese does of like a tracking shot. And then Greg was like, yo, like, you're trying to do like the most exquisite shit, and we don't have like the best camera equipment. So like, so I'm gonna push myself, and that's what I loved about Greg, was that Greg was like, yo, I love this because I'm having to creatively problem solve and get you what you want with the equipment that we have, and it may not be the best, but I promise you it'll be good. And Greg just executed it, and so I'm gonna pass it off to my man Greg, who just bodied it.
Man. Yeah, no, it was exactly that. There's a lot of different ideas that you want to do in a film to make it look a certain way and all that. And Julian had plenty of ideas, and you know, as a cinematographer, director of photography, you're there to do that and to create it somehow. But also to reel it back in if it's just above and beyond what you're capable of doing, to keep it within reason, but also to keep it interesting. So you know, it's back and forth between. I mean, that's the roles of the director and the director of photography, is to discuss those, you know, decisions and how to make something work. If you have the equipment or if you don't, you guys have to have that kind of rapport to discuss it, to get as much as you can out of what you got. And we did that a lot on this film. And you know, I introduced ideas, he introduced ideas, and just seeing everybody in motion, you know, gave you a lot more to play off of. You know, and that's another key component. Actually, this goes into what Owen was talking about too with composing. You know, the music bleeds straight into what he's seeing on screen, right? And when these actors are doing their thing and the story is written a certain way, you understand where you have to be to capture as much of that as possible. And when you see these boys playing off of each other, like there was a question that I can answer in this reply right now. One of the best performances in the film was when Joe and Malo went nuts outside and they were arguing over the drugs and all that. And it was an emotional scene, and they looked like they were like really in it. It didn't even look like they were acting. And I mean, I was hella proud because, you know, I was like, man, you know, they're going after it. So I had to hold up my side of it. You know what I mean? And so it was really cool to see that and to try to give as much emotion out of the image as we could. And so, you know, it all comes together. It's a team effort. You know, if they weren't acting that tight, you wouldn't have seen that tight of an angle because I wouldn't have cared. You know what I mean? And if we weren't talking on the same, you know, level of wavelength, you know, Julian and I, or if something was a little bit off, you wouldn't have seen like something that moved you. So it all comes together, it plays into itself, and it creates something that's memorable.
I desperately hate to cut us short. We are like right up on an hour. I just want to ask, how can we follow the film and your progress in your festivals, Julian? And I want to thank the cast and crew of Hometown Hero for spending an hour with me, talking to an audience. Quite a lot of people are excited for all of you.
Mary has been an amazing facilitator, amazing advocate, administrator, and friend. Thank you, Mary, for putting all of us here together and building this. I'll answer your question. So we will be releasing our Indiegogo, which will have a bunch of information about the film. If you want to share with your friends and family that you saw the film with, you're more than welcome to. You can follow me on Instagram, Julian Von Doom. Julian Von Doom. And you can see where we're at in terms of fundraising, in terms of film festivals, in terms of we'll be getting Stories for Days production in a better place and space where folks can see where we're at. And so on my IG, I'll be posting what film festivals we get accepted to, you know, what theater it's going to be playing at, hopefully by you, so you can watch it if you haven't, or you can see it again if you loved it. And so, and we'll be obviously keeping this relationship with HFC, because HFC is like, I highly encourage, thank you, Rosalie, I highly encourage for anybody on any platform in Hawaii to follow HFC, to become a member, you know, go to their events. They're super helpful. And yeah, you know, do your homework, and you know, I'll see you guys tomorrow at work.
Yeah. Well, I'm stoked for tonight. Thank you all so much for being here and having a conversation. All the panelists, hats off to your hard work, cast and crew. You guys and ladies made art during a pandemic. You made an amazing stack of memories, and you did it and created a family around this film. And I'm excited to have just ridden on the coattails of that. And so thank you for letting us be a part of it, and we're stoked to share your success. So I hope we can do one of these again with a feature. Yeah?
Well,
Let's do it.
like, just let everybody know, this isn't one of those things where I'm like, oh, like I pray, like, nah, this is like no matter what, we did it once, we could do it again, and so you can guarantee that you'll see us again, and I hope everybody can help us out with that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, you have our fullest support, and have a great night, everyone. I'm going to end the call, but I miss all of you, and I want you all back here in HFC stat doing rehearsals for the feature.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Good night, you all. Thank you.
Thanks, family.
Guys. You guys
Love
so
you guys.
Thank you.